Hi everyone, welcome to S4 Shanya Science classes. Today we are going to discuss about suspensions and colloids. We have already discussed in detail about solutions. What do you mean by suspension? Suspension, it's a heterogeneous mixture. Solution, we have learned that it is a homogeneous mixture. Both are mixtures, but that is a homogeneous mixture. That means their composition is uniform throughout. Here it is also a mixture, but here it is a heterogeneous mixture. That means the composition is not at all uniform throughout that. The solute particle do not dissolve here. In solution, you can see that if you are adding salt into that solution, that means water, that will be completely dissolved in that. You cannot see the particle with your naked eyes. That means that much small particle will be there. But here what will happen? The solute particle will not dissolve in that solution, whatever it is, right? So, and that solute particle will be suspended in the medium. In the bulk medium, that solute particle will be remain suspended. If you keep it at undisturbed for some time, the solute particle will little by little it will settle down also. That means here you can see that the particle size is somewhat large. That's why it is visible with naked eye. That means we can say that it is actually more than 1000 nanometer. But in solution, that's actually less than 1 nanometer size. So you can easily compare that how much difference is there in the particle size. So here the particle size is somewhat large, so that's why it will settle down after some time, and we can see that with our naked eye itself. We already told you, if it is a soluble substance, that means solute are soluble in that solution, then that is a solution. If it is insoluble, then we can simply say that it is a suspension, right? So if the particle size, we told that suspension, the particle size is really somewhat big, right? So obviously the particle size is big. So when the light beam is passed through that, that will scatter the beam of light and the pathway will be visible. That means suspension will show Tyndall effect. So that's the next one. Why the pathway is visible? Because the particle size is really somewhat big. Right. Now you can see that I already told you, if you are keeping undisturbed, the particle will settle down after some time. And because of this thing itself, right, we can separate the solute from that mixture by simply filtration. Examples of suspensions are chalk in water, soil in water, etc. Now we are going to discuss about the colloid. We have discussed about solution, the particle size is less than 1 nanometer. Suspension we have discussed, here the particle size is more than 1000 nanometer. In between them, there is some substance. It's not that much small as solution, not much big as suspension. They are called colloidal solutions, or simply colloid, right? So here it is a homogeneous mixture. It will appear just a homogeneous mixture, but it's not actually homogeneous, it's heterogeneous itself. But what is the difference here? Here the particle uniformly spread throughout the medium, but it's heterogeneous. So that means, that's why I'm telling it's between the solution and suspension, right? So here the particle is relatively smaller than the suspension, and you can see that greater than the solution, intermediate particle, right? So relatively smaller size, so that's why we cannot see with our naked eyes. The particle we cannot see with our naked eyes. And you can see that this particle is smaller in size, but it is big enough to scatter the beam of light. That means it will show Tyndall effect. Solution, the particle size is really small, less than 1 nanometer. It cannot scatter the beam of light, so there is no Tyndall effect. It will simply pass the beam of light, right? But colloid somewhat bigger than solution. So that's why it is fairly enough big size. Because of that, it will show the Tyndall effect, right? And here you can see that these colloidal solutions, the best example is our milk, right? So you can see that you cannot see the particle with your naked eyes because that's really small, right? But you can see that if you are if you're touching or anything, you can see that somewhat will have a homogeneous structure. But if you are thoroughly watching it or anything, it is not at all homogeneous. It's actually heterogeneous mixture. In milk, if you are telling there is proteins are there, casein protein are there, fat molecules are there, water is there, obviously it is a heterogeneous mixture. And the particle what is their composition is also not at all fully uniform, but it will appear as a uniform composition. So that's why we are telling it's homogeneous, in nature, and in that, now what to say, if you are seeing that it will be homogeneous, but actually it is not at all homogeneous. So it's actually heterogeneous nature. And we cannot simply separate them by using filtration, right? So there must be some other methods to separate them, right? Solution we cannot use by that, separate them with filtration. Suspension we can separate the solute particle by filtration. Colloid also you cannot separate them with the filtration. You have to use some other method such as centrifugation. Centrifugation, what is a method in which if you are taking that part, that now whatever that colloidal solution, and you are actually rotating them in a very high speed. So what will happen, right? That means 1000 RPM, right? Rotation per minute, right? So in a very high speed. After some time you can see that the lighter particle will float on that solution, and remaining the water, the higher that now what to say, somewhat heavier particle will settle down. So if it is a milk solution, the protein on all these content that will be on the upside, and the lower, the solution part, that's that water solvent part will be at the lower side. It's another example. Blood is also very good example of colloid. In this case also you can see that the plasma which contain the most amount of water, that will be in that lower part, and the blood cells and all that will be float in the upper if you are doing the centrifugation, right? So according to here also you can see that there will be a solute like part and a solvent like part. Solute like part in colloid, you can see that that's called dispersed phase. That means actually the solute part, right? And solvent like part, which is in the more quantity, that's called a dispersion medium, right? According to the dispersion phase and dispersed phase and dispersion medium, the colloid can be categorized in different category. Here you can see the table, according to which you can see that the dispersed phase, which is just like solute, and the dispersion medium, which is just like solvent. According to which type of dispersed phase and which dispersion medium you are taking, according to that you will get different types of colloid, right? So here you can see that smoke is there, fog is there, milk, blood is there, butter, cheese, etc. All these are different type of colloid according to their dispersed phase and dispersion medium. I hope you have a clear understanding about suspension and colloid. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting.